So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It's a beautiful day today here in Pennsylvania, although it is pretty chilly. It's only about 26 degrees right now, although later on today it's supposed to get up to about 60, so that's good. But we have a very busy day planned today. First thing on the agenda, we're going to head down and fill up my transfer tank that I have in the back of the truck with off-road diesel. Then when we get back to the house, we'll unload it, hook up to the dump trailer, and then I'm going to head over to the neighbors across the street and get the rest of that wood out. Well, not all the wood. I've got a bunch of red oak that's up on top. We're going to gather it up, bring it back over to the yard, and then way down in the valley, there's some real big white oaks. Probably later on this summer, we'll get those out. We'll have to see how that goes. But that's the plan for now, and if we get all that done, then we'll do some more work down at the wood yard with the skid loader. I got a load of 2B limestone yesterday, so we'll get that spread, move some more dirt. But yeah, should be a pretty good day. We're at $5.19 a gallon for off-road diesel. And to add insult to injury, the pump shuts off at $125 when you're using your card. So you get about 24 gallons. So I'll have to put the card in 4 times to fill this 100-gallon tank. And then my card company will email me thinking I got charged 4 times for the same purchase, and then it's a whole thing. So here's what it took to fill this diesel tank. I used one credit card twice. It shut off at $125 each time, and it was declined the 3rd time. Then I used my debit card. I used it twice. It shuts off at $100 each. I still wasn't filled up. Then I had to use a 3rd card to end up filling the tank. So 5 different transactions to fill a 100-gallon tank. I got to do something different. I need a big tank. I kind of wish I would have got one before, but I'm going to get a big diesel tank, and maybe if there's a dip in prices, get it filled up. So I went to hook up to the dump trailer, and I realized my hitch was missing. Then I remembered I lent my deck over trailer and my good hitch to Tom from Concrete with the Hosses. This one will be all right just for a little trip across the road. Boy, that woodpecker out there, he has been busy all morning long. All right, I got the 500i, my chaps, some fuel, some bar oil, got my helmet, got some other stuff in the truck. I might grab a strap or 2, just throw in here, just in case. All right, headed over to the neighbors here. One thing I always try to remember to do is take all your stuff out of the dump trailer before you get started, because you'll be over there and forget about it being in here and start loading up with logs. Don't want to do that. All right, we're making some progress here. If you're not sure what's going on, I'll try to explain. I'm across the road from my house at the neighbor's, and late last fall, I think it was late last fall, she had a tree service in here, and they took down several big oak trees that were dead. And when they were over here working, I heard the chipper running, so I checked with them, and they definitely wanted to get rid of the wood, and she was kind enough to give it to me. So I got some of it out late last fall. Actually, I think it was right around Christmas. And between all the snow and the mud and all that stuff, I wanted to wait till it dried up to get the rest of it out. So we're over here today, and things are actually going pretty well. So this right here, on the other side of these couple little trees, is the sand mound. So I can't drive over top of it, but I have the dump trailer on the other side. So what I've been doing is gathering up all the shorter pieces and just kind of throwing them over there. And I'll probably have to do that 2 more times to get them to the dump trailer. Instead of carrying, you know, 1 piece at a time, I think that's the easiest way to do it. I was thinking of bringing the skid loader over here, but the excavator just works out really well, reaching in between the existing trees and a lot less turning and tearing things up. So it'll take a little bit of time, but we'll get all that stuff in the dump trailer, and then we're gonna come over here and start getting some of these logs out. This one here is not real big. It's long, it's probably a 30-footer at least, probably 15 inches in diameter. And there's a real big one over here that I'll need to get out as well. I'll probably cut 1 log off of it and hook a strap to it and pull the rest of it up from that hillside there, and just kind of plug along here. But it's a beautiful day to be out here doing this. I don't see any problem getting this all out of here today. And once I'm done, I'm either going to bring the chipper over for that stuff that's laying on the sand mound, and then we'll also kind of rake everything up with the excavator and maybe even haul a load of those little stumps and stuff over to the burn pit at my place. Should work out. All right, I'm hooked onto this big one here. Hopefully, I should be able to pull it up. With the blade on the downhill side, this machine has the most power, you know, pulling like it's digging. So I'm straight on it. Hopefully we can get out of there. It's kind of wedged between a couple little ones down there, but we'll see. Alright, I got a pretty good load in the trailer right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decent sized ones, one little one. You could fit a little bit more in there, but that's a lot of weight right there. That's that's red oak, heavy stuff. So we're gonna take this over to the wood yard, come back and get another load. Alright, I just got back to the house with this load of logs here. Have a minor setback, no big deal. Got a low tire here on the dump trailer. Take care of that right now. Once I'm all done, I need to get this tire fixed. All right, I need actually a little bit more air in there, I think, but that's enough to get down to the yard, get these dumped. I probably have 2 more loads over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everything else is all firewood. And some of this is firewood here as well. But this is a nice saw log right here.
Yeah, it is.
All right, I got all the saw logs out of there, most of the firewood. What I'm going to do is take that dump trailer over, dump it, come back with the tractor and the chipper and chip up a bunch of the clean small stuff. And I told her, I asked her if she wanted me to take down some of these little scrubby trees in here. We're going to do that as well. And then I'll bring the dump trailer back over, and all the stuff that's been dead and down for a long time and the little stumps and all that, we'll take a load over to my place, put it in a burn pit. But yeah, it's come along pretty good. Now, when I was over here last, I think it was, might even been Christmas Eve day. I can't remember. There are a ton of people telling me I should have just brought my dump trailer over like I'm doing now. That was not the time of year to be over here with this truck and dump trailer. It's a real maze here, backing in, you know, in between all these trees. I got limbs everywhere. I got a pretty good system though. I've been able to get through here without any scratches or dings so far. Yeah, this is the day to do this kind of work. Nice and dry. Can barely even see where I was in her yard. After the next mowing, you won't even be able to tell. When we're done for the day, if I don't forget, we'll take a hike down in the valley behind her house, and I will show you those big white oaks that are on the ground. There's a lot of wood down there, more than what I've taken out so far. So you remember the other day when I said I was pretty much done cutting wood for the season? That'll be after I get all this cleaned up. Most of this will be firewood. I see 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 saw logs in here, but everything else will be firewood. And this will definitely not be ready for this fall. This wood will be for the following winter, because this red oak takes a long time to dry. Now, if this is like cherry, and you cut and split it right now, it'd be good to go this fall, but definitely not red oak. Heavy wood retains a lot of water. It's nice stuff though. All right, now we're gonna take the chipper over. Like I said, we're gonna chip up some of that smaller stuff. This is the Wallenstein MX5400. This does a really good job. Oh, before we head back over, I want to talk about chipping versus burning. I would say that the chipper is the most talked about attachment that we have. And what I mean is we get the most comments about the chipper. Hundreds and hundreds of comments. And when I'm like burning brush, I always get questions, why am I not using the chipper? Well, for me, it comes down to this. Like if I'm down by the, down in the wood yard, let's say, and I take down a big tree. Like last week, I took a big maple tree down, and it was laying on the ground about 100 feet from my burn pit. I have an excavator. I'm definitely going to burn in that situation. Now, like over here at the neighbors, I'm definitely going to chip. Up here by the house, I'd use the chipper. Maybe out on the trails, I would use the chipper. But for like bulk work and when you have the ability to burn, it's easier for me since I have the excavator and I'm allowed to burn here. Now, I think for a lot of people, you know, you can't burn in a lot of areas like we can here. A lot of people don't have an excavator. So, you know, if you're dragging brush by hand to a burn pit, it would probably be easier to chip it. But if you have a grapple on a tractor or like an excavator with a thumb like I have, and you're allowed to burn, it's much easier for me to burn, especially big quantities. Chipping is nice and neat, less dirty, but for the big stuff I like to burn. For the smaller stuff I'll use the chipper. So I hope that explains it, but there's always people asking. Like that video the other day I was talking about, I take this big maple tree down and I never even touched a limb because I have an excavator and I'm able to burn here. Most people don't have that luxury. You know, they don't have the ability to burn where they live, and I think a chipper is definitely the way to go for most people, but for me, I do both. I hope that makes sense. Now before I get over there, I've got to remember how to engage the PTO on this tractor when you're not sitting in the seat. I think what you do is you put it in neutral, you set the parking brake, engage the PTO, and you get off the seat and lift it up. I think that's how you do it. It's been a while. All right, next up, we're gonna get back on the excavator. I chipped up a bunch of these little trees that were on the sand mound here and some of the green stuff. Now I'm getting a pile started of little stumps and roots and more brush. And I just talked to Claire, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna pile everything up right here on this stump, clean everything up. I'll kind of rake it with the excavator, and that will be a good spot to burn on a rain day right there. So that's the plan. All right, let's take a look here. It's not exactly prep for lawn, but it is, you know, it's at the edge of the woods. So I think it looks pretty good. First day we get some rain, can burn that up. Take a walk down over this hill here and look at these white oaks. They're way down the bottom there. When I get these, I think I'll have to come in from the other side over there. There's a little field and come around. Not sure, but there's some big trees down here. Wow, there's a massive white oak over there. Real big red oak, straight as an arrow. White oak, white oak, white oak. It's going to take some doing here. I'll have to figure this one out. So Melissa helped me get across the road in the excavator. That works out pretty good.
Yeah, if I sit right on that rock, I can see that straightaway clear up to the little
so she can see like a quarter-mile down there and let me know if anything's coming or not, and then I can
talk on the phone,
scoot over across the road.
Then I did some dance moves.
Yeah. Well,
our grandson Ty, most things he takes pretty seriously, but and our granddaughter Thea loves music, so she hears music, she gets dancing, jumping, but Ty's pretty serious, and one of his favorite songs is "These Boots Are Made for Walking."
Yeah.
This is his dance moves.
Yeah, that's a he's a real serious look.
Yeah, real. And you look at him and he's like. But if you want to go check out their channel, they have some good stuff. It's Tied Up with the Morgans, and you can actually see in a few of their videos some of him dancing. Jeez,
here comes a motorcycle. Would you want to wrap this video up, Melissa?
Yeah. Thanks so much for being here, for being a part of this. Comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.